Hello all, today it's July 29th and we're in Romans 12, 1 and 2. And I couldn't skip by this today. I know it's one of those passages that is most often preached on, maybe in all of Scripture, maybe some of the most memorable verses in all of Romans or all of Scripture too, but couldn't resist and pass it by today. So um, this is one of those verses that had a great impact on me. I guess in a way similar, not that I'm comparing myself, but similar to Augustine or to Luther when they were reading Romans. When I came to understand what this verse meant, it changed my view of of God actually. And it was at a time in my life when I was kind of out of my normal place and out, away from the church that I'd grown up in. I was actually in Ukraine and had an opportunity to do a small Bible study on this with some people. And so as I studied it, I came to understand what it meant, and it challenged me and changed my view of God by quite a bit. It says, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." And to me, this is the heart of what God says in Scripture: is that it is because of His mercy and His love that we have any desire or inkling to do His will. And sometimes when we try to obey Him out of guilt or because our friends do, some peer pressure or cultural reasons, or all of those things fall short, it is because we realize the mercy He's had on us that we then respond to Him with a genuine heart. It's not to repay Him, it's not to buy His favor, but because we understand His mercy to us, that is the natural response that comes after that. Maybe there's nothing natural about it, maybe it's only supernatural. But it is what flows from what He has done for us. So His grace and mercy then lead to my obedience and help me to not want to be conformed to the pattern of this world, because I know that His patterns are better, and I know that the world is offering me something much less satisfying than what God offers to me. And then it says that ends with, and this is maybe part of the motivation for me when I originally understood it, then you will be able to test and approve what God's will was. I think I was really searching for what God's will was for my life at that time, and I was thinking that it would come about by maybe prayer or maybe some kind of sacrifice that I would make, but it actually turns out to be exactly the opposite. It's because I rest in His sacrifice for me that I understand what it means, that I then offer myself as a living sacrifice, and then everything else flows out of that. And it sounds simple. It certainly isn't easy. But because we're impatient, I think largely we want to know what the will of the Lord is and then just get busy doing that. But actually, the will of the Lord is that we would know Him and be conformed to His image and not conformed to the image of this world. And then everything flows out of that. Then we're content in what God has for us in each step of the way as well. So, powerful verses in Romans 12.